Hello and welcome to CGNgames and episode 43 of the Late Night Gaming Show. I'm Tim, I'm going to be your host. I also have...
Jodie!
Jodie is joining me. And as you can see, we've had a bit of a change in the back, which I am extremely excited about. If you just move away, look at all of this beautiful display. So there is more that goes on down here, which we're covering up. But, oh my word, I'm so happy with it. This is what I've been doing all week, not just that, but this room has just been transformed.
Just looks amazing.
It's beautiful. So we've got a nice new little studio going on, and I couldn't be happier. Look, we've even got a shelf. I don't know if you can see that quite well, but we've got a shelf dedicated to Magikarp. That's how it should be. That is how it should be. So I'm super excited. So that's been the biggest change this week. So
that should have been part of the news.
It should have been, but unfortunately that's meant that I've not had time to do the other videos that we said we were going to do this week. So that will be this week. So we'll have the Game of the Year stuff up finally before the end of January. We bet there has to be before the end of January.
Yeah, otherwise no point.
We're also going to have like the highlights video up from last year, so it's going to be really exciting. So stick around for that. But without further ado, we're going to jump into our first section, which is what, Jodie?
What have we been playing this week?
What have we been playing this week? What you been playing this week? Welcome back. It is time for what have we been playing this week. Jodie, what's been going on in your world this week?
We have been doing a lot of Spyro. Finished the first Spyro at last. It's only took me like.
So you managed
a
to
month.
tear yourself away from The Sims.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been playing Sims as well. But it's just that's just been the main focus to finish that game. And I started the new one, and I've done like 20%. And I threw my controller because I couldn't climb a wall till halfway through the game. So now I've gone back, now that I can climb the wall, and I've gone back and I've done all the climbing bits and all the other levels. Yeah. So I'm happy again.
Makes you go back, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't like that.
I know, I was definitely in the first one. I like to get everything on the level then move on. I hate not doing everything.
Yeah, it kind of winds me up. And then, of course, we've been playing Sims.
Still.
Yeah, Sims is just going to be there forever, I think.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Good stuff. What have I been playing? I've barely played anything because I've been literally every single night that I've had free time. It's just been in this room sorting stuff out. And also around the house as well. So it's just been, it's been tired. I'm really tired right now, but the payoff was worth it. But I did manage to squeeze in one proper game that I managed to hold up my what do you call it, New Year's resolution from last year.
Oh, okay.
I said I would finish a game a month. I was panicking about it, thinking I'm running out of time. So luckily, Nintendo very thankfully dropped a bundle of 2 games, Gunman Clive 1 and Gunman Clive 2.
Okay.
So I bought it, destroyed it, and I'm happy now.
Well,
so we're going to talk about reviews of the week because this is one of those games where the price of this game is outrageous for what you get. It is literally, it's like £3 for the 2 games.
Oh, okay.
Brand new. We're going to talk about how good it is later. It could be rubbish. Only time will tell. And then I managed to squeeze in maybe an hour and a half of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, so I'm still ploughing away on that game. Will I finish it? Probably by the end of the year. It just goes on forever. But yeah, I've been really enjoying it. But next week is like Kingdom Hearts 3 and stuff, so I don't know if I'm going to have time for any of that stuff.
I wasn't excited about Kingdom Hearts, and then I saw a trailer and I was like, I'm actually excited for this now. I'm
a big Final Fantasy fan, and then I've always wanted to be a big Kingdom Hearts fan. But like, if you ever play like the first game, you like start off on this island and it just doesn't end. It just goes on and on and on and on and on, and it's so boring. But it gets better later on. But because of that, I've never properly gotten into it. But I am gonna commit to this one. And yes, that's right. I'm getting the new PS4 Pro. So this will be like the 5th or 6th changeover. So I've sold off
just a matter of time.
I sold off my Monster Hunter World one, and I'm getting the Kingdom Hearts 3 one.
I think the worst thing for you is you're going to sell that and you go, I wish I still had my Monster.
Well, the thing is, right, this is the thing. The thing I like about the Kingdom Hearts 3 one is it's all matte. It's a matte finish. So you can just see all the stuff properly. I absolutely love the Monster Hunter one, but because it's all glossy, you can only actually see, like, if you look at it now, you can't see it, but with us, all you can see is a bit of red flames. You actually can't see the design because it is shiny. So that's the thing. I
literally thought they were only red flames on there.
That's the thing. So that's where it gets let down, really. So I'm actually completely fine with it. But the design on the Kingdom Hearts 3 one is, like, pretty sick. And you get the deluxe version of the game in with it as well, which a lot of the time they just give you the standard version. So it just ticked all my boxes. So I've actually managed to make a little bit of money off it also.
There you go.
So it's good times. So there you go. So that's what we've been playing this week. We're now going to move into the news.
It's time for some news, yeah. It's time for some news.
Welcome back. It is time for the news, and we have only 4 items on this. It's been a bit of a slow week, and then I've added something in that I forgot to talk about last week. So I've just read something on my notes.
So it's like five things.
No, it's a typo, and it just made me laugh. What I saw, but we'll get there.
I can't see it.
We'll come back to it. So in case you all thought that I had an incredible memory and I remembered everything off by heart, I don't. I have my notes just off camera, so there's a bit of TV magic for you. So number 1, Fallout 76. It won't go away. Somehow it's still in the news.
No.
So apparently there's a rumor going around, Jodie, that game is going free to play.
Are you lying?
So if you've been following the drama with Fallout 76 and us in particular, you'll know that right at the start of the Fallout 76 journey, we were quite excited about it.
No, I was going to try. You were quite excited about it.
Jodie was not as much, and she wanted to play the beta, and she thought it'd be a good idea to pre-order it on off the PlayStation Store, where you can't cancel it. So Jodie was stuck with the game, unfortunately.
So annoying.
She was supposed to pre-order it from Game, when you could just cancel it. So now it could be going free to play. I think it probably will, because it didn't sell very well. But Jodie, you never, usually when this happens, when you've got a full price game that becomes free to play, what happens is you usually got a lot of in-game perks. Then have a load of cool stuff.
Tim, we went into it once, we've not played it since. And that's because I don't even want to text you to go, let's play a bit of Fallout.
Hey, right, we're going to play it in the coming weeks. We're going to have a great time.
We know we're not.
We're going to build a base. It's going to be boss. We're going to do it before it goes free to play, so we could be happy with our purchase. No one's happy with the purchase. That's the problem.
I want a lot of in-game play. I want lots of it for how much we had to pay for that game.
Oh dear. So I think
some good news back.
I'm going to imagine that it's probably true. I think it makes sense, but what that could also do though is mean that they will constantly add to the game, which could make it good. I don't think the game's always going to be amazing, but it means that they could keep adding in new missions and adding new NPCs maybe, which were missing that people were upset about. It brings potential.
Okay.
I can't cherry go. Oh gosh. But I think it could be a good thing.
Okay.
Not for us, but for other people. So.
For people that haven't played it, yeah. And people that haven't bought it, yeah. But for us, probably not.
But if I get a lot of free stuff, I'm fine with that.
I want £60.
I want £60 worth. So yeah, I mean, but to give an example, right? Final Fantasy 14 is an online multiplayer game, right?
Okay.
An MMO. And when it first released on PC, it was awful and everybody hated it. But then they basically restarted the game, and then brought it out on consoles and stuff. But now, everybody loves it. It's one of the best MMOs out right now. So there's potential for change, Jodie. They could just...
We'll see.
It's probably not going to happen, but I'm trying to make you feel better about the fact
that
it happened.
I'm so glad you told me now and not before the show, because I'm fuming.
Number 2, Darksiders 3 is being teased for Switch. Doesn't surprise me, because it didn't sell very well, so they need to get the money back somewhere. That'll sell well on Switch, I think. So basically,
you
if you
will.
don't know what Darksiders is, it's basically a rip-off of Zelda.
So wanna be Zelda.
Kind of, yeah. So I enjoyed the first two. I don't know about the third one, but
I've not played any of them, so can't.
but I think that's a game that would sell quite well on the Switch, so it wouldn't surprise me. But I think that is pretty much the actual devs with the teasing in. It was obvious that that's what's happening. Number 3, Days Gone, that PlayStation game that just doesn't seem to want to come out. I think it's coming out in March or April. But the collector's edition has been revealed.
Oh.
As always, just pre-order it regardless.
Do you get a
of what it
baby
looks
in
like.
the collector's edition?
A baby?
Yeah.
Why would you get a baby?
I thought that's the game. Is that the game with the babies in it?
Jodie.
Are we on the wrong
No.
game?
Hungigana, hingingana, digigingana, squash banana, hunging.
No,
Is that
Jodie.
one?
That is
Days Gone.
that's what I just said.
Sorry, you put me on
That's Death Stranding.
Oh, Death
We
Stranding.
talked about that last week.
Sorry.
So this is the one. This is the PlayStation exclusive where you're on a motorbike and it's post. Can't say the word.
Post-apocalyptic.
Apocalyptic. There we go. So I don't know how.
Oh, this is like The Last of Us. Was it like Last of Us, like sort of like layout?
It has zombies in it, and you're in. It's kind of.
It
like
showed it where it
countryside stuff.
blew up the gate and all the zombies ran towards
Yes.
the people.
It's that one.
See, I know what I'm talking about.
So I don't know how I'm not hating on it as much as most people are.
I mean, I'm actually looking forward to it.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say. I think it has potential to be rubbish, but I'm intrigued. So
I
the
mean-
collector's edition is one of those ones where I'm just like, why? It was so close to being just okay. So it's got his motorbike in it, and
That's
he's sort of lying on the floor with his gun like this. It looks pretty cool.
Fair enough.
And then you see the big zombie head hanging off the wheel of the bike.
No.
So it's just got a half zombie sort of that's been run over. So that happened. But that's up for pre-order now if you're into that.
I was like proper cool. I was like, actually, that sounds cool. I might get that.
Yeah.
And then she said zombies like, no.
So I'm sure there'll be a picture up for you to see. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean the God of War one where it's got like he's sort of chopping the head off. That's where I was a bit like that, but it looked cool, so I went for it. This one, I don't know. I think it's actually got a bullet in its head as well. So you can see the picture and decide for yourself.
It'll be there.
Number 4, this is the bit that I was laughing at before, because I didn't talk about this last week, so I thought I'd throw it in. It's kind of old news now, but I'll throw it in anyway. Activision and Bungie have actually split. So Bungie obviously make Destiny and Destiny 2. So people kind of hated this relationship because Activision publish it, but obviously they've been pushing microtransactions and all that rubbish in there. But just one day, they just split.
Just told them where to go.
And no one really knows why. But and Bungie have somehow managed to come out of that with owning the IP and everything still. So
Well done, Bungie.
you're essentially gonna get either the next Destiny or next expansions and stuff where it's just gonna be Bungie doing it without any influence from Activision and stuff. But the reason I was laughing is because on my notes it says Activision and Bingo split. It just made me laugh.
Bingo.
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 Bingo. So there you go. I'm happy about that, but I don't think it was all Activision's fault that Destiny 2 sucked. I actually like Destiny 2 to be fair. It's just I hate that they don't put matchmaking on all the big game modes. So there you go. That's the news, Jodie. Did you enjoy the news this week?
After number 1, yeah.
So that's been the news. We're now going to move into section 3, which is what is out this week.
Can someone tell me what's out this week? Hey-oh.
Welcome back. It is time for what is out this week. As always, I'm going to give you the main big games that are coming out this week. I say big games. Well, basically games that are good. Games that are good. And then Jodie's going to tell you what out of those games you should buy. So what was pick of the week last week, Jodie? Do you remember? Do you remember what it was?
Bowser's... Oh, no, wait there. No, got it wrong. It was straight off. Mario and Luigi.
Yeah.
Bowser's Inside Story.
Yeah.
Can't remember the second half. And Bowser Jr.'s... I don't know. I just remember Bowser Jr.
One word you're missing begins with a J.
Journey.
Journey. Yeah, that's right. So Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. Mario and Luigi's Bowser Jr.'s Journey plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. So that was our pick of the week last week. That comes out, well, it will have come out the previous Friday to when you're watching it. This week though, Jodie, number 1, Fallout 76 free to play. Oh, sorry, that's for the future. Sorry, messed that up, Jodie. Number 1, we got the awaiting Kingdom Hearts 3. Coming out on PS4 and Xbox One, it's finally here. I'm getting PS4 Pro that comes with the Deluxe Edition. It's all exciting. It's going to be a good time. We will have unboxings. We will have gameplay. We probably won't have a review because I probably won't finish it that quick. Number 2, we've got a bundle, which I am so happy it's coming out physically. I love these 2 games. But there is a bundle for the Nintendo Switch of Child of Light and Valiant Hearts. So Child of Light is kind of a side-scrolling RPG with just incredible music. And Valiant Hearts is like a World War One sort of cartoony story kind of driven game. Really good games. So they're the kind of small ones that Ubisoft made, but they kind of come across as like indie games, even though they're really good artwork and everything. Phenomenal. And then number 3, Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown, which is, we actually put it in the list last week, but it's out on the 1st of February. So that is planes fighting, essentially.
Yes.
Jodie, what is your pick of the week? Kingdom Hearts 3, Child of Light and Valiant Hearts bundle, or Ace Combat 7 Unknown Skies? Skies Unknown, sorry.
We're going to have to go with, only because I'm getting it, it'll have to be Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, she's going for it!
I am. I'm going to go get it.
Nice.
I'm going to get an actual copy of it, because if I don't like it, I can get rid of it.
You can, so no
I
more.
learned
No
from
more.
Fallout.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm actually torn because I am excited for Kingdom Hearts 3, but I do have to say, if you've got an extra 30 quid burning in your pocket and you want it physically, Child of Light and Valiant Heart, you've got to go for it. It's so good. So flipping good. If you've never played it before, but you can actually download them off the eShop, I think. I feel like it's more expensive to buy them both off the eShop because you can buy them separately. But yeah, so pick of the week this week is of course Kingdom Hearts 3. You excited?
I am.
I'm quite excited.
I am very excited for what's about to come.
I'm excited to get a new PS4 Pro, switch my hard drive back out to the 2TB one, and then we have to re-download absolutely everything for about the 10th time.
This is what you get when you're a gamer, guys. Pain.
No, this is what you get when you're a gamer at a beautiful Metroid.
Do you want to tell them the story?
No, let's move on. It's time for Reviews of the Week.
Oh, it's time to get funky. The reviews of the week.
Welcome back. It's time for Reviews of the Week. I might tell the story at the end.
Okay.
Maybe if I feel
It could be a little bit like at the end of when we say goodbye. We can put it at the end.
Yeah. So this week, I was thinking we don't have anything to review, but then I remembered Gunman Clive 1 and 2 came out, and I finished them both.
Well done,
In a night, Jodie.
Well done.
In a night.
That worries me of how good that game is then.
It's a very short game, but it's one of these games that's made to be replayed, so it's okay.
Okay.
So, give a bit of background. Gunman Clive 1 and 2 were originally 3DS games. And they were literally about £1.70 each, which is outrageous for how good these games are. So essentially, it's kind of a cartoony Wild West sort of cowboy side scroller.
Oh, okay.
Lots of geese are in this game, so you kind of it's I can't even describe what the art style is like. The artwork on this, the whole game is done in this very specific art style, and it looks great, but it kind of looks like, I'd probably describe it as what you would imagine, you know, like when the first kind of movies came out, it was like black and white, kind of flickered, and it's a little bit like that, but when you see it, you'll be like, I've never seen anything like this, and it's so good. And then it's got very short burst levels, so so that's kind of where the replayability comes in, because you're supposed to try and do it as fast as you can. But there's like a good amount. I'd say there's like 10 to 12 levels. There's really good boss fights in it. And the second one is even better. Like it's just even better, and it adds in like 3D sections. You get to ride on a pterodactyl dinosaur at one point in the second one. There's just loads of mad stuff that happens. But this will be the best like £3 you've ever spent. You'll literally buy it and go, how are they charging £3 for this? Because it's so good. Oh. And they added in, I think they added in extra difficulties and extra characters, and you can like there's like one of the characters is like a Native American, and he runs around with a spear, so you don't get to shoot people, you have to spear them, which makes it like harder because you have to get up closer. It's just really, really good. I literally cannot recommend this game enough. So in terms of a game score, luckily they're together because the first one isn't as good as the second one, but it's still good. I would probably give it about an 8 out of 10. But in terms of value, it's like a 1,000,000 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
In terms of how much you spend to get this game, it's definitely worth it. In terms of a morality score, you're shooting a lot of people, cartoony people. Wild West, you know, back in the day, you just had to shoot people in windows. That was the thing. Cowboys and windows, boom. Off you go. You do shoot geese. There's killer geese in this game. I don't know how you feel about that, because you quite like geese, don't you? But no, it's all very like it's not remotely like gore or anything like that. There's no, obviously it's all done side like there's just got music in the background. There's no exposure. So it's just good clean fun really. And if you shoot somebody, they just disappear, like they do in real life. Fair. So it's very realistic because you can shoot somebody and they just disappear. So I'd say our morality score is quite happily a 9 out of 10. So it's just good, clean fun, Jodie. Good, clean fun.
Even though you're killing people and shooting down geese.
Cartoony people, like killer fish. I don't want to give it away too much because there's so many good things. But definitely, this is one of those games everybody should have on the Switch. That's
a big statement.
Every single person. I don't care who you are, where you come from. Download this game. That's a recommendation straight from Tim.
Yeah. There you go, guys.
Could have potentially got Morality Game of the Year if it was last year.
Really?
No, I'm lying because what did we give it to this year? I can't remember. It was Spyro. Spyro's better.
Yeah, Spyro.
Spyro's better, but this one's more cost effective. Stay in school and buy Gunman Clive. Let's move on. It is time for section 5, I think it is.
It is.
Which is Topic of the Week.
Topic of the Week.
Welcome back. It is time for our final section, which is Topic of the Week. So the Topic of the Week this week, I thought, seeing as Valiant Hearts is coming out on the Switch physically this week, and I'm really excited about it, I can't wait to play it, which might give you away my point of view on this topic.
Straight away.
But I thought we've talked about this slightly in the past because of Call of Duty World War II that came out, but we're going to look at it from a slightly different angle. But what we're going to talk about is the topic of historical wars like World War One, World War Two, different like wars that have actually happened. Is it okay to put them in games? We've had Battlefield 1 out, which is based on World War One. We've had Battlefield 2, which I think is based on World War Two. I've not played it, and it looks like not a lot of people played it either because it's pants. But Jodie, what do you think about historical wars? Should we be using them in games, and like how does that work when gaming is generally used for entertainment and like relaxing time, things like that?
Yeah.
Jodie, how do you feel about that?
I feel like, I don't know, I mean, for us that wasn't in the war, like, and been through the war times, I think we're okay to have them in games, because it like kind of reminds you, like, if it's done in a respectful way, it's okay for them to be in games, and it's okay, like, for us to know the history of like behind the war bit. But overall, I mean, like, if you're just taking the mick out of it, then no, of course not. But it's one of them. It depends on the situation and where it's going and what the storyline is. If I'm gonna get to a stupid ending that's gonna like mess it all up, then no.
So how about Valiant Hearts, where it's a very like cartoony sort of hand drawn sort of game? Do you think the art style matters when it comes to that type?
I think the art style of something, it doesn't matter as much. But then it doesn't matter as much as if it's still got that respect. I mean, if it's going to be like, because I've not really seen the thingy, but if it's going to be like where they're like making like funny faces when they fall to the floor and they're dying, then I'm like, no. Like, you know what I mean? But I mean, that might be good for younger like kids that want to play it, and then they can learn like why history and why we had wars and stuff, because then they'll make them think more out of the box, and they'll go to school and they'll learn about it, and parents will tell them and stuff like that. So I think having these sort of things in games, because this is where the world's going, we're going into a world of digital and everything's there and then and all this, and like history can get forgotten a little bit in it all, whereas if they've got like games like this and it's done in respect to whatever period it's in, then I think we're fine along that line.
Yeah. So I mean, I think Call of Duty World War II was one of these games where it was very borderline for me.
Yeah.
So obviously they had D-Day in it, which they tried to make as realistic as possible, which has its issues. I think it's one of them because you kind of like, this is what it was really like, but then at the same time it's like, is it trying to be entertaining in that sense? Yeah. You know, is it trying to go, look at these explosions and limbs flying everywhere and stuff? And I was kind of like that on it, but I came out the end of it just feeling like relatively alright about it. But then my big issue was in multiplayer, where they had a level based on D-Day, sorry, and like half of you were playing as the Nazis, half of you were playing as the Alliance, and you were essentially at the top of the beach mowing down, like as Nazis, which was just like, that's where it was like, you're not trying to do like historically accurate, story driven, whatever. It was like, this multiplayer is literally just the entertainment factor is killing people as quickly as possible and getting, you know what I mean?
No, I understand.
So that's where it was like, I felt like that was a step too far, where it's like you're using a horrific event to basically, in a multiplayer mode, where it's like, kill everybody as fast as, it was just a bizarre situation. And as well, when you're playing as Nazis, it was just a bit, to me it was a step too far, and I felt like that didn't need to be there. And you can't play it off as like, oh, we're doing this to try and show you what it was like. You're trying to see how many people you can kill in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's where I had a problem, whereas Valiant Hearts, I think, it's got a cartoony aesthetic and everything, which is absolutely fine in my opinion. Like you said, I don't know what the age limit is on that, but like, I mean, that's how they generally teach, you know, World War II and things like that in primary schools and things like that. They can't obviously show limbs being fallen off and stuff.
Definitely.
But this art style actually, I think, helps the game a lot to like show expression more. And I think it's based on the story is based on 3 separate soldiers from 3 different countries.
Okay.
And it actually, I think it makes the war more human in that way, because I think a lot of the time, like with World War 1 and 2, like things like D-Day, it's just thousands of people getting mowed down, and you don't really think about them as people. Whereas this game's trying to put like more of a personal slant on it. It's just trying to show you, you know, giving you a story about one person in that situation, what it was like for them, and taking you on a journey through that. And there's a dog in it as well. I never actually played it all the way through, so I swear down if that dog dies, I'm really upset.
I mean,
it's always the same.
Any game.
It's always the same. And I remember when Call of Duty Ghosts came out, and there was a dog in that, and everyone was like, if that dog dies, we're going to be really upset. And it's like, no one cares about the humans that ain't killed in it if the dog dies. So,
we'll have Peter on our back, won't we? Yeah, but I mean, like, what are you saying about, like, the World War II, the COD one, and you talking about, like, D-Day. But I think, even though that, like, we'd find that really horrible, and it's like, yeah, there is a sense of entertainment in that because it's a game at the end of the day. And I don't think it should have been done like that. But I think, I'm not sticking up for COD, but I'm just saying, like, in their defence, like, they might have been thinking along the lines of, well, this is what the Nazis would have done at this point in history, like, when they came onto the beach. Am I correct? Am I got history right there? But, like, when they come onto the beach and, like, the Nazis were coming at him, like, that would have been exactly what would have happened.
So,
I mean,
the Nazis were the one defending the beach.
No, but you know what I mean. Like that's what would have happened. I'm just saying. I'm not agreeing with it because I don't think that should have been.
Yeah. Well, the thing is though, it's like a yes and no. Like, yes, there would have been Nazis up in bunkers and stuff shooting down. But what they wouldn't have been doing is going on kill streaks, leaving the bunker, running down, throwing knives, getting the big.
Oh no!
You know what I mean?
No,
that's what I'm talking about. It's like it's not trying to go. It's not. I'm not saying that all the time it has to be. Look how terrible it was. But it was what I had a problem with is that it was turning something that was horrific and bad like that, and it morphed it into this. It almost like glorified in the sense of like, look how awesome it is. Like, you know what I mean? You get to run around and blow people up as quickly. You know what I mean? It's not like, because obviously I played Call of Duty multiplayer for years and I don't have a problem with kill streaks and all that sort of thing. But it was using an event like that where it was you're turning the like in that sense you're turning people running on the beach into scores. You know what I mean? Like, if I can get 20 of them, I get a better score than, you know what I mean? That's where it's not, now you're not even thinking about who those people are, because that's the whole, like in Call of Duty, you're not necessarily bothered about who you're killing because it's all fictional. But in this, they were real people that ran on the beaches, literally sacrificed their lives so that we can even do this right now, and we're not speaking in German. Not that I have any problem with Germans, but I didn't want Nazis to take over our country. But you know what I mean? It was removing that aspect of it and just turning it into, let's just have fun. And that's where I was like, I don't think this is the sort of thing that you should be doing that with.
Yeah,
and that's where
I'm with you now, because I thought you were just like, oh, they were just up, but saying that you're seeing they're running on the beach towards them as well.
And I'm not just saying this for Call of Duty. I mean, like, obviously, I never played Battlefield 1 either, so I can't fully say what happened in that. But what you seem to find in these, like, back in the, like, 90s, all Call of Duty games and military games were based on World War II mainly, but they didn't have the multiplayer aspect to it as much because that just wasn't a thing. But that's the thing, you seem to find that, I think, my understanding is that Battlefield 1 had a pretty good campaign that was focused on groups of people, specifically that, I think it was like showing the small part they played in the World War. But then, when that's what I have the problem when it translates to multiplayer then, and it turns it into this, it's like, we're not even going to care about the emotional aspect of it or the, you know, what actually happened to these people. All we're going to do is turn it into, let's kill people for fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's where I'm talking about, I think using historical wars for fun in that sense is just, it's a concept that just doesn't quite sit right with me. Like I said, the campaign where it was D-Day and stuff, like I said, that's where I was like, it was borderline, because I was like, I felt like it was very close to the part where it was turned into just this entertainment whatever, but then I think they were trying to be historically accurate and show like how horrific it was, and I don't necessarily have a problem with that, but it's when it's turned into this, you're just turning people's real lives into, because that's why I always thought, playing that game, I thought, I wonder how somebody who was actually there would feel about this. You know what I mean? Somebody who had actually been on that beach, watched their friends being killed and stuff, would they be okay with, you know, with just doing that? I don't know. Whereas I feel like I said, Valiant Hearts I think it was actually done on whatever anniversary it was of World War One, and it was trying to be very respectful, and it was very clear that it wasn't just it's gonna be good fun times. It's trying to show you something more than that. So yeah. So I don't think we have a full answer to that, but I think this is something. It's just interesting as we, like you were saying, as our generation grows up and the generation before us who, you know, haven't seen any of these wars, how they view it, and you know what I mean. And that's where I think it's important that we don't just view it as this awesome, cool thing that happened. Like, it was something that was horrific, and we should be respectful to the people who were there. So it's one of them. It's an interesting one, and I think it's always going to be a borderline issue where it could go either way. But there you go. So that's been our point of view. It's been a good discussion. Let us know in the comments what you think. How do you feel about wars in games? Is there any specific games that you kind of felt were not great in terms of respecting what's happened before, or is there any that you thought were really good? Let us know in the comments. So that has been episode 43. Did I say 43 at the start? I can't remember. I feel like I said 42. But it's been episode 43 regardless. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you absolutely hate it, give it a thumbs down. You should give it a thumbs up just for how beautiful this.
I know, like, this needs a thumbs up.
I think this is very shiny on the camera. This is Golf Story, by the way. I think physically absolutely beautiful. I just have to put that in. You know what? Golf Story, look how beautiful it is, Jodie. This is your favourite game, isn't it?
Mm.
It should be. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you absolutely hate it, of course, you can give it a thumbs down. And make sure if you want to see loads more videos like this and all the unboxings we've got coming up with Kingdom Hearts 3 and all of the manners of compilations of Jodie dying over and over again on Super Mario Brothers.
It's going to be good.
Hit that subscribe button and hit the bell button. You'll be notified
Ding,
of every new video coming out very soon. So thanks for joining us, and we will see you very soon. Bye.